seated. Hopefully the Zoom works and she can join if you're, won't be able to see from here, but if she's on there, we'll say hi. And sit up nice and tall. So it's nice to have your hips a little bit higher than your knees. And another great option I learned recently is to take the blanket and just kind of roll it. And then you can kind of put yourself like in a little nest. It's really comfortable because then your ankles aren't kind of leaning on each other. Yeah, and you just kind of wrap it around like a C shape. Good. Let's begin to close the eyes. After trying to get everything set up, take a moment to breathe for myself. We're taking this time to arrive. Arrive on your yoga mat. Arrive to your practice for this slow and gentle yoga flow. And begin to root down through the sit bones. Lengthen the spine. Imagine that the ears, the tips of the ears are lifting towards the sky, crown ahead. Begin to relax the jaw and shoulders. And we connect with our breath as we go through the heart meditation today. This is a meditation that I use with the word heart. Being a heart yoga teacher, your eyes are gently closed. Deep breath in. Deep breath out, out through the mouth. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. This last deep breath in and out, see if you can soften the shoulders. Inhaling and exhaling. So staying here as we go through this short meditation, we take a moment to check in with how we feel, what's going on in our bodies, and with our thoughts today. So noticing maybe a question of they ask in yoga a lot is, who am I? It's a big question. So we begin with the letter H. So begin to notice what is happening in this here moment, this now moment. You can notice the sound of the breath. And being curious of the inward and outward motion of this breath. And you can even listen and observe the journey of the breath. As you inhale through the nostrils and out through the nostrils. Maybe you can notice a slight sound in the throat as you breathe in and you breathe out. So what is happening here? You notice the sound of the wind. And you feel your palms resting on your knees. Feeling the fabric of your clothing. Just notice what is happening here. And from here, we go to the letter E. And this word stands for energy. The letter is energy. Notice the energy you feel in the body. Notice if you feel a tension anywhere in the body, maybe achiness. Maybe your body and the energy you feel right now is just a sense of relief arriving on your mat. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. I always like to think of yourself. Do you feel like a wallflower? You kind of standing back a little bit, or do you really feel like you need to spread your wings? Taking note of this feeling of energy so we can compare it to now to the end of class. Coming to the letter A, where we come to the word of awareness or action. So as we connect back to the breath, you notice if you can relax the breath. Bring awareness to a natural flow without force or control. What if you could simply let go of anything that's holding you back just for this moment? This time on your mat for this gentle flow class. Let anything go that's holding you back. And then we come to the letter R. We take this time to remember. Remember who you are, your beliefs, your infinity. Remember who you are. You remember a time when seeing a butterfly brought you so much joy. You remember a time when this beautiful butterfly, the color just amazed you. Nothing else around you mattered. Can you imagine whatever color butterfly you remember sipping from a beautiful orchid flower? And as you remember this, can you begin to relax into this memory? We come to the letter T and bring in thoughts. As you notice your thoughts today, which is natural part of any meditation or yoga. Can you notice what kind of thought it is? So as thoughts arise, just simply say, what kind of thought is this? can label the thought. This is a worrying thought, a judging thought, a wanting thought. Or is it an observing thought? So for today, just let yourself observe. We'll observe ourselves in our thoughts. As each thought comes a slow observation. And now we bring in also thankfulness and gratitude. Accepting who we are. And note if there's a place of gratitude you've forgotten about yourself or to offer yourself. For busy moms who run kids to gymnastics and hockey and supporting everyone around you. What about this gratitude for who you are? And today, can you hold yourself in tenderness? In grace? Feeling the blessings around you. So allow yourself to be held. Be free. And most importantly, just be here in this now moment. Bring your right hand to belly, left hand to your heart center, your yogi heart. Not the physical heart, but just by the sternum, the yogi heart. And notice the stillness of the breath. Observe the stillness of the mind. Notice the relationship between the two. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. And we take this time to come out of meditation. Begin to slowly increase your inhales. The outside world comes to enter your inside world. And we take the right hand over top of left. And with each exhale, come to a feeling of peace. And also offer this peace to those around you. In this room, in your community, in our province, our country, the world, the universe, offering peace. Bring in your sankalpa, your intention. If you have the intention seed card and that speaks to you, you can use this intention. But if it is not something that speaks to you, just have an intention to heal and relax. You say this intention 3 times to yourself. Silently to yourself. My intention is. And after it's said to yourself 3 times, bring your hands into Anjali Mudra at your heart center. Draw your chin towards heart, connecting heart, hands, and mind together. We can slowly open the eyes. We're gonna make our way onto hands and knees. So bring the blocks to the front of your mat. If you have them sitting there, I've got 2 blocks. We'll start in our cat cows. I'm gonna pad my knees because I've got a bad knee. And we're going to stack the joints. So stacking the knees under hips, elbows, and our wrists and shoulders. And then from here, just begin to let the belly soften down towards the earth, the arch in the back, gazing upwards, and then rounding. So coming to your own breath awareness. So I tend to be a little bit more slow. It's getting the spine to begin to open up, to warm up, some spinal flow here. Good, and you can widen the fingers slightly. You can even try and draw the eye, the elbow towards each other, a little micro bend. Your inhale as you arch. And exhale as you round. Your chin comes towards heart, looking towards belly button. You can play with tucking the toes to activate the feet. Even coming into some spinal flossing. So you will exhale as you round. Inhale as you arch. Bring those sit bones back, allowing the toes to open up here and stretch the back of the foot. Good, and then you'll inhale, round back. You can do a little bit faster pace here. And then also opportunity here to do freedom movement. So maybe you want to do some Sufi circles, one way and then the other. You can rock forward, bringing more weight into the shoulders and the back. You can come even down to the elbows, doing cat cows from elbows where you really press into the shoulders and you have a deeper arch in the lower lumbar spine. What is the body requesting here? Good. From here, we will widen the knees, bring the sit bones back to the heels, and then lower the forehead down to the mat. Begin to breathe into the back sides of the lungs. Notice how it feels to rest your forehead upon the earth. You can even rock the hips from side to side. Bringing the hands together, so the soles of the hands together in prayer. And then lifting the out from leaving elbows on the floor, begin to lift the hands above the head. There you go, nice. Notice how you surrender to the earth. What thoughts come to mind, and see if you can observe them like we were talking about in the meditation. After that 5th breath, you're going to come back to hands and knees. Taking your time. There's no rush. This is your practice today. Good. And from here, we're going to lift that right leg up. So in gym class, we would call this fire hydrants. Here, we're going to call them hip circles. So you're going to make little circles or big circles, getting that hip joint to open up. Maybe it crackles a little bit. Welcome to menopause. And then the other direction. Yeah, mine's doing it too. And my knee clicks now too. Good. Bring it down. Good. Just allow yourself to stretch out here into puppy pose. The forehead comes down. You're going to leave the hips high here. Press down through the palms. Keep the arms active. Nice strong arms here. 4 or 5 breaths in puppy pose. And then make your way back up. Again, into tabletop. We're going to do it on the other side here. So hip rotation on the left side. Going one way and then changing, going the other way. And then bring that down. Good. From here, we're going to stretch out that right foot. So not lifting the foot off the ground yet. But begin to rock into that foot. It's a nice calf stretch. I actually have my hands a little bit more forward of my shoulders. Just rocking back and forth. Good. Come back to the center. You're going to lift that right foot. And you're going to lift the opposite foot. So the opposite hand comes off the mat into bird dog or sunbird. See if you can draw those abdominals in. Takes a little bit of balance here. Good, nice big inhale. As you exhale, draw the knee and the elbow together and extend. Good, let's do 3 more. Exhaling as you draw in and inhaling, stretching out. Whew, my balance is off today. Good, hold it here for 2 more breaths. And then lower the hands and the knees down. Knees come wide, come back into that child's pose. Let the elbows relax. And breathe here. We'll come back up to hands and knees. Right away, we're going to extend that left foot out. And again, rocking into that foot. It's a nice calf stretch here. My calf's feeling really tight today. Yours too? Yeah, my hips and my calves. Oh, this will be good then. So you can even just stay it back, so getting a nice stretch into the calf. And rocking some more. Walk those hands a little bit closer in under the shoulders. Lift that left foot up. From here, you're going to extend the right arm. Good, nice big inhale. Exhale, draw elbow and knee together and extend. Exhaling as you draw the knee in. Inhaling. Good, 3 more. Draw the abdominals in. After that third one, just releasing hands and knees down. Good, tuck the feet underneath or tuck the toes. You're gonna lift those knees off the ground, hovering here, pressing to the pads of the hands, not so much into the wrists. Extend the hips high, coming into down dog. Walk up the feet. Have little crackles here as well from the ankles or the knees, especially my knee. See what it feels like to be in your first down dog of the day. Good, you're going to look forward, walk the feet forward. You're gonna grab those blocks, place them in front of you. Coming into a dangle pose, so this is a yin term for forward fold. Let the hands rest. Head comes down. Coming into that forward fold. Nose is turning. Good stuff. Something's releasing. So this is where we want to soften. So soften the elbows, the knees. Sometimes we're so used to being so rigid, so your arms will be rigid, your legs will be rigid, your head will be hanging. But what if you took a big inhale and then soften the knees and the elbows? Also a beautiful way to stretch the hamstrings. So you can always begin to not bend the knees so much as they begin to release. But remembering this is gentle yoga. So the motto is no pain, no pain. Inhale, press into the blocks into a halfway lift. So you look like an L shape. And exhale again, soften. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, soften. This time bringing the hands off the blocks. You can press each elbow. Let the head be framed in the arms. Maybe feel a release in the spine here. Such if you're holding any shoulder tension. You can begin to rock. You can bring the feet wider. And then the hands can come down to the floor. Inhale, bring the hands to shins. Exhale, slide the hands back down to the feet. Inhale, this time the hands come up to the thighs. Draw those elbows into the ribs. And you can exhale, slide the hands back down. Good, this time we're gonna inhale, rise all the way up. Take it nice and slow. Arms come wide, palms meet at the top. Heart shines toward the sky. We actually have blue sky out there today. Exhale to your heart center. Good. Inhale, arms sweep up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Hands come to shins. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms come wide, sweep them up. Palms come to meet at the heart center. Sorry, at the top, and then bringing them down to the heart center. Good, let's come into Tadasana. So take a moment to check out the feet. See if the knees are in line with the feet and hips, not the wide part of the hips. You can pick up the toes and widen them, place them back down. Soften the knees. Good, roll those shoulders back. Those crunchy shoulders. We'll do some fish pose, which is takes away the slouch asana and roll the other way. Get the arms a shake, the arms a shake. Let's do a little shake of the body. Do a little swinging here. Just allow the body to waken up. Yeah, take a sip of tea. And now settling into those feet. We're gonna allow the ribs not to pop out, but tuck the ribs under. Shoulders are soft. You can imagine your chin's on a shelf. My grandkids always want to say elf on a shelf. Ears are, imagine they're lifting towards the sky. Feel that extension through the cervical spine. Close the eyes. Palms are facing towards me and are open and receptive. Notice how it feels to stand in one spot in mountain pose. And now send out this feeling of peace and ease we're creating in this practice out to the mountains around us. The mountains that have had a lot of trauma, to the communities that have also gone through this trauma, the wildlife. And we send out love and healing from this mountain pose. Notice how it feels to slow down. Notice how it feels to root down through the feet. Can you root down to that big toe mound? And then come across diagonally to the pinky side of the heel and feel that rooting down, and then feel the lift to the arch of the foot. Just a little bit of an arch, and you're gonna feel the thighs engage. Draw the belly button in, ribs are soft, shoulders are soft. Tadasana, mountain pose. Bring the hands into your heart center. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Good, from here, we're gonna root down, so opening the eyes, you're gonna root down through that right foot first. So I'm just gonna turn towards you, coming into tree pose. So you can do a kickstand. You can come below the knee or above the knee. I'm gonna stay below the knee. This is my knee that's injured. Try and get my balance here. And you're gonna bring the arms out. So those branches come out. This leg is not strong today. Good, and then the arms can sweep up. So the leaves are the fingers. Arms are branches. Perfect. Notice your strength here in tree. You're gonna draw that knee forward, lift it up high. Good, extend that foot, so active foot here. And then you're going to press that foot back, coming into warrior one. So nice strong warriors here. Allow the body to feel the strength here. Draw the abdominals in. So sometimes we want to like shoot those arms up in the shoulders, come up to the ears. We want to soften that down. Good. From here, you're going to come into warrior two. So the back foot turns, your hips come to the long edge of the mat. Turn so I can see you. Yeah. And notice here, is this back arm dropping down or is it nice and balanced? Are you leaning more in the future or more in the past? Come back to center. Really root down through those feet. So as if you can rip the mat apart with your feet. Good, we're gonna take a moment here to bring the elbow down. It doesn't rest fully, it's just a little bit of a support, and then that right arm comes over into extended side angle. Good, sweep that arm around. And then coming into our wide forward fold. So both feet come to face the long edge of the mat. Soften the knees, hands come to hips, lower down, palms come down to the mat. You can also bring a block if you want to rest your head on a block. Again, making sure you're not overextending in through the knees. Perfect. Maybe trying to see if you can bring a block to the head. It's kind of a cool feeling to actually rest your head. You got it? Yeah. It just feels nice to feel supported. So when we bring our forehead down to a block like this, we're getting into the Ajna chakra. So the third eye, bringing in our own inner wisdom. Good. Begin to walk your foot towards the front of the mat. We're going to bring that back foot, the front foot back to downward facing dog. Walk up the feet. Lower the knees down to the mat. Good. Coming into that low lunge, you're gonna lower down. So lower down with the chin coming down first and then heart scooping into cobra. Good, from here, stack the hands. Place forehead on the mat or on the hands. You're gonna tuck those toes and begin to walk the toes toward you. They're not gonna go very far. And feel that stretch of the foot. You can allow the knees to come off the ground. Good, lower the knees, lengthen out the feet. Good, let's take a nice big inhale. Hands come to the chest. Tuck the toes, press up into your tabletop, exhaling to downward facing dog. Good, you're going to look forward. Step forward for right or left foot. Come back into that dangle pose. So allowing the elbows to come together, soften the knees, head hangs heavy. 3 breaths here. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root to rise, arms sweep up. Palms meet, exhale to your heart center. Good, so we're coming into tree pose, this time rooting down through the right foot, and then bringing that left foot in. So nice, strong right foot here. So sometimes it helps to have the arms wide to give you balance. I'm literally holding onto the bar. And arms come up, those branches come up, fingers are wide and soft. As if they're scooping up water or snow. And notice that you can press the foot and the leg into each other, creating more strength and more stability. Now bring that left foot up, nice and high. Good, extend that leg back. Coming into warrior one. So the hips are forward. You can come into a wide stance, or you can come into a more therapeutic warrior one, even allowing that back leg to bend if you need more gentleness. Draw those abdominals in. And soften the breath. Let's take a moment to bring the arms down. Let's give ourselves a hug. And then open again. The other arm comes on top. So when the left arm comes on top, just hug yourself deeply. You're gonna take a nice big inhale, draw the elbows up, and exhale, open wide. Come into that warrior two, a little bit wider stance. This foot comes more parallel with the back edge of the mat. Good, I'm gonna draw the belly in. Nice strong abdominals. Good, again, notice if you're leaning forward, come back to center. This time bring the palms up. Allow them to be receptive and let go of gripping. Good, from here we bring that elbow down to side, extended side angle. Sweep that arm around. It comes back up. One more time, sweep it around, this time coming right into that forward fold. So the feet turn towards the long edge of the mat. Again, you can take that block, place it underneath the third eye, soften through the backs of the legs. Notice how it feels in the body here. Maybe even opening your eyes and taking a look at what it looks like upside down in your world. A different view. You're going to turn towards the front of the mat. Good, you can bring that one foot forward, pressing down through the palms. Come back to your downward facing dog. Good, you're going to take a moment to inhale, lower the knees to hover about 2 inches off the mat. And exhale, come back into down dog. Good, let's bring the knees back down. And release back up into down dog. And let's bring the knees all the way down. Bring them nice and wide. Come into your child's pose. Let the elbows soften down to the earth. And come up to hands and knees. Draw the knees together. And sweep up. Inhale up. Exhale, come back down. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, lower. Again, inhale up. This time as you exhale, you're going to come down to child's pose. Take a couple of breaths here. I'm going to reach the legs behind you, so lengthen the legs out. Coming into our Sphinx pose, so elbows come on either side of the chest, the fingers are wide. So you can come nice back bend here. If this is too much for the back, you lower the ribs down to the floor. So you're taking a moment to notice where the back needs to be. We're nice and warm now, so it's safe for the back to come into these deep back bends. If you want to go a little deeper, you bring the hands to the edge of the mat, cupping the corners, and come up into seal pose. You can bring the legs a little bit wider, like rocking from hip to hip. Feel the pubic bone anchor down to the earth. 5 more breaths. So try to bring your hands a little wider. After that 5th breath, you're going to lower down, stack the palms, lift the feet toward the sky. Just do some reverse windshield wipers. And you're going to need your little ball. So for anyone at home, you can actually use just a pillow or even a water bottle works good at home. We're going to come roll onto our backs, come into constructive rest pose. We're going to leave this little ball here for a moment. Check in with the breath. Press down through the feet. So notice that I have my knees about the same width as my hips. I'm not letting them drop in. And my feet are also in line. So the feet aren't wider, they're in line. So we're making sure we have a really nice straight line here. And we're gonna come into fish pose. So this is the one I like to call the one that gets rid of slouch asana because we're always rounding forward. I'm gonna roll to my side, place it underneath the shoulder blades. And this doesn't have a lot of air in it, which is on purpose, because we want to make sure we're placing it in an area that feels good. And then I'll scooch down and just feel it kind of just around that bra line area, maybe a little bit above. And I'm going to let the neck relax here, or I can place a blanket underneath my head. The idea is to have an open throat here. So this is really nice and activating for the thyroid. And you can also kind of move around with these balls. So you can rock from side to side. You can press down through the feet and rock backwards and forwards. This is a very therapeutic fish pose. And then lengthen out the legs. Let the legs come out in front of you. Arms can come wide, palms face up towards the sky. Allow the body to settle. So notice if you're holding tension underneath the arch of the back here, the lumbar spine, and take a big inhale. As you exhale, just let it soften. You're going to feel more weight into the Pilates ball. I take a couple more breaths here, and then I can show you a deeper version of this pose. So if you'd like to come deeper, you're going to take your blocks. It comes into a T, so it looks like this on your mat. So this one is at the low level, and this one's at the second level. And you want this block on the spine. When you come down, you want to be able to touch it with your hands. And then you're going to let the head rest on the block. You can also bring this to the lower level to allow that little bit of an opening through the throat. So this is a bit more next level of fish pose. Then you will lengthen out the legs again. So it's a supported fish pose. Very nice heart opener. How does that feel for you ladies? Good? Yeah, it's a beautiful opener for the shoulders, especially when we're rounding so much. We're always on computers, driving, on your phone. This helps get rid of slouch asana. Stay with the breath. Soften the jaw, the shoulders, the neck. Soften the belly. With each exhale, you soften down to the props. Good. From here, you will roll to your side. Let's release these blocks away from us. We're going to come into our final pose before Shavasana. Before we do that, let's draw the knees in. Let's open the toes and scrunch the toes. Open and scrunch. Just activating those feet and those crunchy little toes. And then draw the knees wide. Do some hip circles. So drawing the knees away from each other. Hands are on knees and then back towards the center of each other. Again, this is kind of like what we did when we were doing fire hydrant. Just getting that motion into the hip joint. And then the other direction. Good, we're gonna lower those feet down to the earth. You're gonna lift that right foot up towards the sky. Reach the heel away. We're gonna cross it over, so bringing it all the way over, cross it over top of the left thigh. Like you're crossing your legs in a chair. Bring the hands down on either side of the mat. Press down through that left foot. You're gonna slightly bring the hips towards the right. Arms come wide and allow those knees to just float down, drop down to the earth, completing your twisted root pose by looking over right palm. So you're gonna allow the shoulder blades to rest on the earth. Collarbones are open, hands are soft. So if you feel like that knee can't come down or the feet can't come down or to the ground, you can place a bolster or a block to rest the knee on. Do you want to try your bolster, Trish? As you want to twist this over. Yeah. Or a little short ones. So, and if this one, honestly, Trish, if this one's feeling a little bit kind of awkward today, you can even just draw the knees in, and then the knees can come over together instead of doing that twist of the legs.
Okay, well, that works better.
So that might feel better, just simple twist pose. That's typically what I do in my own practice.
Okay, yeah, that's good.
Yeah, good. You don't want it to feel kind of uncomfortable. I want you to be able to relax here.
It was just awkward.
Yeah, it is awkward. That's why it's called twisted. Those yin yogis. Okay, let's take 5 more breaths here, starting with a deep inhale. And long, relaxed exhale. So we've moved the spine in all directions today, which is beautiful and healthy for the spine. When you feel ready, you're going to float those knees up. You're going to untangle if you're in twisted root. Drop the feet down to the earth. Take a moment to bring the hands down by your hips and lift up into baby bridge. Reset the sacrum back down in the earth. Good, you're gonna lift this time the left foot up towards the sky. Extend the heel, bring the toes back towards you. So if you're coming into twisted root, you will cross that leg over, press down through that right foot, draw the hips over towards the left, and then drop down. Other option is if that foot's still up, you're gonna bring the right foot up to meet, coming into waterfall, then draw the knees into the chest. Arms come wide and knees drop over to the right. Elbows are resting on the earth. Palms are soft, curled up towards the sky, and the shoulders are resting on the mat. You're turning that chin over to look over left palm, completing that twist. Nice. As you rest here for the next 3 to 4 minutes, I'm going to read to you a poem by from Karuna's book. It's by Rumi. And this poem says, "This being human is a guest house. Every morning, a new arrival, a joy, a depression, a meanness. Some momentary awareness comes as an unexpected visitor. Welcome and entertain them all, even if they're a crowd of sorrows who violently sweep your house, empty of its furniture. Still, treat each guest honorably. He may be clearing you out for some new delight. The dark thought, the shame, the malice. Meet them at the door laughing and invite them in. Be grateful for whoever comes in, because each has been sent as a guide from beyond you." So as you rest there another minute, just notice how it feels to have the spine unwind. And as your mind is unwinding, your body is also unwinding. Maybe the thoughts are not so present. The mind is at more ease. As you still continue to notice the journey of the breath. From here, bring your gaze back towards the ceiling or the sky. Draw those knees all the way up. Hug them in. We're gonna make our way into Shavasana, so drop those feet down. I like to take the bolster and place it underneath the knees. Before I do so, I like to just stretch the right leg out and then let it rest down, letting the heel come down, and then stretching the left leg out and allowing that to come down. Like to rock from one shoulder to the next, rocking the head. It's finding this place of ease. So notice what you need to be more comfortable. Sometimes it feels good to even take that squishy ball that's deflated and place it underneath the neck. Notice how that feels. Some people like that, some people don't. You can cover yourself with a blanket. You would like a blanket, just place one hand on your belly and I can come and cover you up. You're feeling warm, then just staying where you are. Taking a moment to notice the breath. You bring your breath back to your natural rhythmic breath. Your arms are elongated down your sides. Just release any little bit of stress away from you. Your palms are soft in a receptive position. And feel yourself letting go of whatever you are holding on to. And I love to read this from Karuna's book of Shavasana. As you drop deeper and deeper into Shavasana, your skin starts to grow more porous and transparent, almost translucent. So the light inside you can radiate outward and light all around you pours inwards. As your skin continues to open to the light, your boundaries begin to soften and dissolve. The boundaries of your personality also begin to release into Shavasana. Let go now of anything that keeps you separate from other beings and from the joy and bliss of your essential nature. Letting it all float away like clouds in the infinite blue sky. From this vast awareness, find your breath and follow its path as it flows down into your body. With your inhalation and as it empties out with your exhalation. Breathing in, your eyes soften. Exhaling, your breath dissolves into emptiness. Breathe down into the earth. Breathe into spaciousness. Let this spaciousness soak into every pore of your skin and every cell of your body. Let this silence take you into the core of your life and rest here.
As the sound of the singing bowl dissipates with the root chakra, bringing us back down, feeling grounded to the earth. Begin to slowly awaken from Shavasana. And just as you heard the bowl dissipate with sound, when we're in Shavasana, it allows us to absorb our practice. Lets us notice the resonance of our practice, the poses we practice together for this gentle flow class. And you can slowly begin to make small movements, stretching the legs out one at a time, rocking the head from side to side. Making little movements of the wrists, the fingers, the toes. As you feel ready, you gently roll to your right side, leaving the pose of Shavasana, of corpse pose, into the pose of new beginning, of fetal pose. Draw your gaze towards your heart, your head rests on your arm. Just rest here for a moment. And as you rest here, can you bring in a moment of gratitude? And this gratitude is towards yourself. And this is an I am statement. I am grateful for taking time for myself today. I am grateful for practicing self-care towards myself. I am grateful for my time to practice self-care and self-love. As you feel ready, you press down the hands to the earth, leading with your heart. To meet me in seated, bring your hands into your heart in Namaste or Anjali Mudra. Again, we root down through the sit bones, feeling ourselves anchored down to the earth with our hands at our heart, which is very soothing as we sit at the anchored heart. Little studio here together. We'll end our practice with one Om together. You can join in or simply listen. Inhaling. Om. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Drop the chin towards heart, connecting the heart, hands, and mind together. The divine light in me sees, honors, and cherishes the divine light in each and every one of you. Namaste. 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 Thank you for coming.